of Drew and me, this is Drew right here, I'd like to thank you for helping us celebrate the life of our wonderful wife and mother, Debora Smith. Yes, you may applaud. Drew and I have been truly overwhelmed and enormously grateful for the amazing and humbling outpouring of love and support we felt over the past few weeks. Your calls, your cards, your emails, your gifts of food and flowers, your attendance here today has touched us deeply. Heck, I knew Debora had fans, but I didn't realize she was the Golden Girls version of Taylor Swift. But apparently, she'd hate that I said Golden Girls, right? As I like to say, Debora gave off light. And Drew and I were just fortunate to stand in the glow. As I look over your faces, the faces of Debora's friends, neighbors, relatives, clients, members of her charitable organization, I can see her glow shining on each of you as well. With that said, I'd like to share a video that captures what she was all about, to those who knew her best. It features the wonderful voice of George Michael, one of her favorite singers, and it's the last song she and I listened to on the night before she died. So Sean, can you play it, please?
The long and winding road that leads to your door will never disappear. I've seen that road before. It always leads me here, lead me to your door. Many times I've been alone, and many times I've cried. Anyway, you'll never know the many ways I've tried, but still they lead me back to the long, winding road. You left me standing here a long, long time ago. Don't leave me waiting here. Lead me to your door. Don't keep me waiting here. Lead me to your
Let's hear it for Debora. You know, Debora was the most loving, giving, and supportive person I've ever known, and maybe you've ever known. Can I get an amen on that one? Amen. Thank you. So today, we're here to celebrate her life in this kind of hip and cool environment that she would have liked, with the kind of refreshments and surely she would have enjoyed, and with the people she cared about most. So for the next few minutes, Drew and I would like to share what Debora was, what she wasn't, and what she continues to be. When we're finished, anyone in the audience is invited to stand where they are and give us one word that you think describes what Deborah has meant to you, or whatever impact she's had on your life. So get ready for that. I may call upon you. It's like school, all right? You gotta have your, I hope you studied. So let me start with what Deborah wasn't. First off, Deborah was not an athlete, some of you may know. I remember back during the rollerblading craze, she bought the whole outfit. The rollerblades, the elbow and knee pads, the wrist protector, the helmet, the pink and turquoise pants, or whatever you call those things, the whole getup. Note that she had never rollerbladed before in her life. So Saturday morning comes, she puts on the blades, the pads, the helmet, opens up the front door, takes one step onto the sidewalk, and down she goes. Right on her backside. Fortunately, she wasn't hurt, maybe just a bruised ego. But within an hour, all of her rollerblading equipment was in a box and posted for sale on eBay. No, she wasn't an athlete, but she was pretty damn decisive, I'll tell you that. So Drew has a similar story about Deborah's foray into long-distance running.
All right, well, Mom, if you're here, I'm sorry. So there was one time, those of us of a certain age remember the Dino Dash, and we're all at the starting line. And, you know, like on your mark, get set, go. One step. She always said there was a kid who shot in front of her, but I didn't see that kid. So, yeah, again, I'm sorry, but, and again, bruised ego.
Yes, not an athlete. And of course, anyone who's been on one of the many Autism Resource Mom hikes has come to realize that Deborah enjoyed what happened after the hike, more so than the hike itself, right? Okay, secondly, Deborah was not technologically oriented. She had issues dealing with computers, video games, cell phones, TV, remotes, anything electronic. So one day we drove back from the video store, if you all remember what those are, video stores. And I pulled up to the garage of our apartment and picked up a VHS tape and that we had just rented. And I said, hey, if I point this videotape at the garage door, I wonder if I can open it. I wonder if I can make it open. So she looked at me kind of quizzically as I took the tape, pointed it at the garage door, and lo and behold, it opened. Her eyes got wide, and she looked at me like I was David Blaine or something who had just done a magic trick. She couldn't believe it. Well, I didn't have the heart to tell her that underneath the tape I had the garage door opener. So when I pointed it at the garage door, I hit the button and it opened. And Deborah, if you're here today, I was just a guy trying to impress his girl. That's all that was. And third of what she was not. I promise to get the stuff that she was, or is, continuing, but of what she was not, Deborah was not a street-smart, worldly person. At least not when we were younger. She came from a relatively small town in western New York State, and she was admittedly a little naive, right? So back when we first moved to California, we were always excited to go up to LA and see the sights. One day I was driving, pulled off the 101 at Hollywood Boulevard, and stopped at the light at the end of the ramp. Now there was a lot of heavy traffic, so we couldn't make the right on red, so we were kind of stuck there. Now, just off, she was on the passenger side, and just off outside the passenger side door was a homeless guy. Or is it unhoused? I don't know what the proper term is these days. That too. And he had his back to us, and he had a long, dirty trench coat on. So as we're idling there, trying to make the right turn on red, he turns, and we see that he's not wearing anything underneath the trench coat. Now that's not bad enough. He was also urinating as he turned right onto where Deborah was sitting, the door, the window. He was right urinating it So she said, go, please go. So traffic let up. I laid rubber and we went off on Hollywood Boulevard. Now the issue is that maybe that was somewhat traumatic for her, but it was a little bit embarrassing for me because she couldn't help but notice that he was substantially larger than I am. If you know what I mean. Is that a little off color? Sorry, Drew, I don't mean to. All right, let's move on from that disturbing mental picture into something a little more heartfelt. At this time, Drew and I would like to share what Debora was and what she continues to be. Here she is. No, that's not. Let's start with this truth. She was a happy and fun person. And as evidence, I submit this video, Sean.
It might seem crazy what I'm about to say. Sunshine, she's here, you can take a break. I'm a hot air balloon that could go to space. With the air, like I don't care, baby, by the way. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like a room without a roof. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like happiness is the truth. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Because I'm happy. Clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. Your love is too high. Bring me down, can't none bring me down. I said, because I'm happy. Clap along if you know what happiness is to you. Hey, clap along if you feel like that's what you want to do. Come on.
And now you got to see all of our crazy Christmas videos all put into one compilation. Okay, so she was happy and fun. We've established that. But she was also a serious person committed to a cause. And since Drew and I wrote the Facebook post memorializing Debora, I'd like to have Drew share it with you now, put into his own words. Don't clap for him, it'll make him even bigger and with a bigger head.
On all the days, my sweet, wonderful, caring mother, Debora, has left us. Let me try that again. My mother's physical presence has left us, but her compassionate spirit, her far-reaching, charitable impact, and her loving legacy remains here among us. In life, Debora embodied what philosophers call the 4 steps of a meaningful existence. Find your passion, develop it, refine it, and share it. Debora found her passion on October 8th, 1996, and she named it Andrew. Oh yeah, that's me. Keep forgetting that. Okay. Upon learning of my then little-known autism spectrum disorder, or ASD, she quit her job in corporate America and dedicated her life to learning all she could about it. And learn she did, soon becoming recognized as a mom in the trenches kind of authority on autism. Before long, other moms, confused and or concerned about how to guide their child through the challenges of life on the spectrum, flocked to her in droves. In the years that followed, those same moms and families, growing to over 1,500 strong in Southern California and in places nationwide, eagerly joined the charity she formed, Autism Resource Mom, a beacon of support, guidance, and hope for individuals on the spectrum and their families. Throughout this journey, my mother's steadfast mission was equal parts simple and effective: to equip parents with the power to secure the key services and know-how they need to enable their child to be successful. This video, featuring members of her charity and produced by the students of Santa Ana College, tells you all you need to know about the impact this organization has had on the community.
Autism Resource Mom is everything I didn't know I needed.
It's a beacon of support, guidance, and hope.
ARM is an organization that is really focused on socialization.
They have helped us with like different resources.
For me, it was very easy to make friends in ARM because I'm actually very social. It was pretty nice, and people, like I said, welcomed me with open arms and accepted me for who I am.
What I value so much about ARM is the consistency, because it's there.
They're not out to cure what can't be cured. We just have knowledge from the front lines.
It's a gift. It's been a gift to all of us because it's enriched our lives in ways I never could have dreamed.
Being able to talk to someone and say, oh my gosh, this is what happened. And they're like, oh my gosh, we were so there. We know exactly what's going on. Absolutely, this is what we did. Or just, someone to sit and give you a hug.
It's been a blessing. So just the friendship and the understanding is, I feel like I have a sister.
It's not easy to sum up someone who gave everything but the kitchen sink, or should I say 32 kitchen sinks, to help me out. But there's one event that whenever someone brings her up, it just encapsulates her perfectly. There was an individualized education program, or IEP, meeting in 2nd grade. And during this meeting, my teacher at the time, she had the gall to tell my mother, Mrs. Smith, your son is so smart. Good so far. This year, I'm going to teach him how not to be autistic. Yeah, I know. Chairs could have been thrown out the window, tables could have been flipped, but no. Instead, my mother just sat up and told her right to her face that you ain't that good a teacher. And then just said this meeting was over and bailed. To quote from her favorite movie, The Breakfast Club, don't mess with a bull, young man, you'll get the horns. Earlier this year, Mom became a state-certified independent facilitator, a position I didn't know existed until she brought it up. Bridging the gap between families of individuals on the spectrum, state funders, and the vendors who provide those services. Her greatest joy was telling us that her planning and budgeting had gotten thousands of extra dollars in much-needed services for one of her clients. Now keep in mind that she received no commissions or extra compensation for securing that added funding. Instead, she simply received the good feeling that she had gone the extra mile in doing the right thing for a person in need. Along the way, her always loving care has helped those who she served blossom and succeed in ways they or any of us may not have imagined. Yet my mom did more than imagine it. She did everything she could to make it happen. It's always sad and unfair when an exceptionally good person doing great work has that great work cut short. But the outpouring of love that has come her way from those whose lives she's touched will not die and does not end now. Her passing leaves an unfillable void in my life and in my dad's life. and the lives of friends, family, and those affected by her long career in the autism community. So let's all honor her by living our remaining time on this earth the way she did, by finding our passion, then developing it, refining it, and sharing it. She loves you all, always.
Not bad, right? All right, now I would like, Deborah was not one who sought out a lot of praise. She was always embarrassed or would kind of take a step back from any overly complimentary word. So what I'd like to do to honor her is invite those of you who knew and respected and valued and loved Deborah to stand up where you are or shout out from where you are. Just one word that you think kind of summarizes what she's all about, or the impact that she has had on your life. And I'd like to start with Drew. What would you say would be one word that you would think would sum up your mother?
Turn around.
Turn around?
The reason I say that is because despite all the curveballs life would throw my way, I would always persevere no matter what, and she always called me her turnaround kid like that. But I'm not the only one. I'm not the only turnaround kid.
Anybody else? From my standpoint, I think I said it earlier, it's about being a very giving person. So that one word would be giving. Yes?
Kind.
A kind person. Did you experience that kindness yourself?
Well, recently this year, I'm sure you all know this, my house was, my family and I were sadly evacuated from the Palisades because it was
Because of the fire, right?
Yes, and every day and when I showed up at the Arms Trivia Night, Deborah said to me, "Are you safe?" And I said, "Yes, I am safe. We are fine. Nothing in our house burned down. We have all the animals. We are safe." And she said to me, "We hope that you go back to your house soon, but we also hope that you come back to Costa Mesa."
That's very nice. That was more than one word, but I appreciated everything you said. It was beautiful. Anybody else? One word. Yes, Andrew.
Sweet. What is it? Sweet.
Sweet. Because she was a very sweet person, a very giving and loving person, right? Yes, and you experienced that. Yes, John.
My word would be empathetic.
Empathetic. I thought you said pathetic for a minute there. Empathetic. Empathetic. Yes.
Genuine. I would say genuine.
Genuine. Because she was a very real.
Just what you got, what you saw is what you got with Deborah.
Exactly.
No phoniness with her.
No phoniness. Yes. Yes.
Ebullient.
Ebullient. Can you spell that? It's like a spelling bee here.
She was always like that, smiling, just joyous.
Yes, ebullient would be the word I'd use. I don't know what you would come up with, but I'd say that. Yes.
Tenacious.
Tenacious. Oops.
She
Stay away from the speaker.
accomplished so much.
Yes, she was a very accomplished person in the short 66 years she was with us. Look at the community. This is only a small part of it right here. She had, put together an organization that served over 1,500 families in Southern California and throughout the country. Yes.
Persistent.
Persistent. And what do you mean by that?
I was going to have
so
two
people can hear
words
me.
because I was going to say
Yes.
she was quietly persistent.
Quietly, tactfully persistent.
Tactful, humble,
Yes.
persistent way.
Fantastic. And she got stuff done.
Opposite of me.
Opposite of you. Oh, you're not persistent. Yeah, sure. Okay.
I'm very persistent.
Yes, okay.
You know I'm in the room.
Yes, right. Not quite as subtle, maybe.
Not
so.
quite as subtle as Deborah.
Yes, Brendan.
I give two. First one is fierce.
Fierce.
Yes.
Took on so many challenges with integrity.
She took on challenges with integrity. Yes.
The second one is
Radiant. That's a nice way to look at it. Yes, thank you for that. Yes.
Perseverance and never giving up.
Perseverance.
Yeah.
So like, I guess the two kind of tie in together, but basically, I think Deborah's seen all of her struggles, a lot of individuals in that, through the autism and resource moms, but she never like gave up hope on us, kind of, like that's what perseverance is. Yeah.
Good word. I like that being better, but perseverance is a good word. Anybody else? How about these two talkative people over here?
Deborah was inspiring, and Deborah was feisty. And I had the pleasure of knowing both sides of Deborah, and we worked alongside each other. And if anybody was at our height, forgive me if you're rehearing this story, but she had shared a childhood story with me. Sorry, I'm taking over.
Give me your host for the rest of the show.
She was a little girl. She told me that she was outside dancing one day, kind of flamboyantly, I think. And a neighbor across the street, another little girl, came over and admonished her and told her that she shouldn't be out there dancing, that it was a sin, and she should stop. But Deborah did not stop. She went back into the house, changed into a more razzle-dazzle type of outfit, went across the street closer to where the other girl was, and began doing a bigger dance than she had been doing before. And for me, that definitely sums up another side of Deborah's personality.
Never told me that.
To continue with what Drew was talking about sharing your passion, I think so much of who Deborah was, she was a life changer. She changed the trajectory of so many lives, including mine.
Thank you. I think we're going to hear a lot about that because she did have an impact on many, many lives, and I've heard many times today and in the past what a great impact that has been, right? And what a life-changing experience it has been as well. Yes, Rodney.
Kind of adds right onto that, a beacon of hope.
A beacon of hope.
Beacon of hope.
Well, her tagline was support, guidance, and hope, and a beacon of hope, I think is a very nice way to put it. Anybody way in the back here, the cheap seats? Oh, I see some.
Laughter.
Laughter, yeah, she was somewhat, you can see on this crazy monitor right here that she was certainly inclined to be funny when she needed to be. Yes, Rob, anything about that?
I can do it forward. Salt of the earth.
There it is.
Let's hear it for that one. Nice job.
I would say she was unwavering in her friendship.
Unwavering in her friendship. Excellent, thank you for that. I gotta make my way in the back here. Yes.
Yes, please.
Splendiferous.
Well, that's even better than anybody. Splendiferous. Wow. There will be a spelling bee at the end of the show. All graded accordingly. Yes. Another star of our video.
Definitely a guiding light. All of the things that Brian has, I didn't think he could achieve, or because of her.
That's your son.
That's my son, not my husband. Yeah, they were all because of her. She showed me that it could be done, and it has been done.
Wonderful, thank you for that. Okay, a few more before we wrap up here. Yes, heading into the back. You guys didn't pay enough, right?
She was amazing. When we were discussing self-determination program for my son and for her son, she was very curious and competitive for communicating with Regional Center of Orange County to get as much help as possible.
That was her greatest joy, was to be able to get some extra services for any of her clients. And yes, let me head over this way. Yes.
Deborah was very compassionate. When I worked with Mike, I just was having a big struggle with my stepkids who are on the spectrum. And she just checked in with me periodically and gave me emails of support. And I just was really just amazed how much she went out of the way for me during that time.
I had no idea that she was in the community. That's fantastic. I'm glad she did. Okay, in the back. Who's left? Yes. Here.
I'll just short word. When I think of Deb, I just think of the word joy.
Joy.
Just because that's just who she was to me.
Well, thank you for that. And now we will do his impression of Neil Diamond. Gary does a great Neil Diamond.
Debora had the most fantastic hairstyle.
She's on the pictures of Albert Einstein. This is the one I'm going for, Einstein.
I always love it. I always love it.
Yes.
The word that comes to my mind is opportunity. Myself, being fortunate as high functioning and as expressive as I am, she gave me the opportunity to contribute to so many families and to offer an inside perspective as an adult on the spectrum. And she gave me the greatest opportunity of all, which is making fun of Drew for missing and making questions.
That's right. He hasn't missed many since, I'm sure. Okay, thanks. The second last one.
2 words I'd like to use to describe Deb.
Well, I'm sorry, you can only have one.
As you know, I do not follow rules. Deb was dependable and extremely diplomatic, something I highly admired in her.
Thank you very much. Okay, anybody else as I make my way forward?
I would like to say
Okay, Pete would like to say something.
Because of what Deborah built, my son was able to have real friends that respect him, that will give him a call, give him a text, that will come to his birthday party. Those are things that before Deborah's group didn't happen. And that's what she built, and that's something that I plan to carry with me forever and try and share forever. Thank you.
Plenty of food that's just been sitting there. Hopefully it's good. Head back up to the front. All right, wrap up. Anybody else have any? Yes, Lenny.
Excuse me. Sorry, this has already been explained, but for me, she was the chief of our tribe. I am an autism resource mom too. Savannah's my daughter, she's not here. But Deborah for us created a space, a community that meant so much to us. Just want to say something really quick. We were looking for community for my daughter. That's what I was looking for. Other kids on the spectrum to have friends. And we ended up finding community for us too, as a parent. And a lot of the autism resource moms, we've become really good friends and sisters. And she was the chief of our tribe. We're gonna miss her.
Anybody else?
Thank you, Madam. To me, Deborah was talented. I run a sister organization, and Deborah was president of it when I first joined it. Orange County Asperger's Support Group. And that's where Deborah and I met. And as I watched her on her journey, everything she did was really done with a lot of beauty. Her writing was always elegant and warm. She just had an extremely amount of talent and used that talent in a positive way.
Thank you, Judy. Anybody else? Yes.
She was really caring, and I love talking to her, and I miss her a lot.
Thank you. That's Josh and Jeff.
She was simply extraordinary, and I'm a better person for having known her.
Very nice to say. Very nice, very nice. Yes.
Deborah glowed. She lit up
Glowed.
the room.
Yes, you did. And how did you experience it, or how did you see that?
Whenever we visit you guys in Buffalo, she just
she was the light in the room.
Fantastic. Well, thank you. All right, one more. Everybody's a ham. Everybody wants the microphone, right?
Well, Debora was unique and replaceable, and we will miss her. She was our Wonder Woman or Captain Marvel, and I think that's Sam Marcelo, because she was incredible and she could do anything for anyone. She had the biggest heart.
Well, she loved you and your family as well. Okay. On that note, we'll wrap up. I'd like to end this portion of the celebration with a song. Not me singing it. Calm down, I'm not singing.
You don't want to see it.
Forgive me if this is a little self-indulgent, but this is the song my wife and I got married to, and it's been our song, I'm getting choked up, ever since. And here to perform it and to sing it for us today is a good friend of mine and a co-worker and a beautiful person. Please welcome Sean Blodgett.
I'm so in love with you. Whatever you want to do is all right with me. 'Cause you make me feel so brand new. And I want to spend my life with you. Let me say that since we've been together, loving you forever, that's what I need. Let me be the one you can run into. I'll never be untrue. Oh yeah, let's stay together, loving you whether times are good or bad or happy or sad. Ooh, yeah. Whether times are good or bad or happy or sad, let's stay together, loving you whether times are good or bad or happy or sad. Let's stay together, loving you whether times are good or bad or happy or sad.
Sean Blodgett, everybody. We'll be appearing at the airport Hilton later tonight. Beautiful, beautiful job. Thank you. All right, in conclusion, I'd like to thank all of you for being here today, and to all of you who have generously reached out over these past weeks to offer help and condolences, bring some food or whatever it might be. It means the world to Drew and I. Right, Drew? Okay. A special thanks to Peter and Jen. Where are they? We need to acknowledge them. There they are in the back. They helped us set up this whole thing today and have always been there for us when we need it. And my sister Carol from New York is here as well. I'd like to thank her. She went through our house and threw away all of the stuff that Deborah had saved that we didn't need. And so I thank her for that. So please continue to enjoy the food and drink, and Drew and I will come around and say hello to you if we haven't already, individually. And I just want to say thank you and love you all.